Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, we are going to be doing two videos in one. We are going to be doing an unboxing and first impressions of the products that I got on my BoxyCharm box for the month of July and for my Ipsy Glam Bag also for the month of July. So we're going to be going through all of the products in together. We're going to be doing a 2-in-1 just because I didn't like a lot of the products or all of the products that I got on my Ipsy Glam Bag, but there were some that I really wanted to try, so I just merged them in together with what was going to be just the BoxyCharm video and just mix them all together, do a lot of try-ons today, and just basically let you guys know on a couple of updates from products that I've used before. And yeah, we're gonna be doing all of that, but before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel before you leave. So without further ado, if you do want to see what my thoughts were for all of these products in together, how I created this makeup look, then please stay on and keep on watching. Alright guys, so let's just get started, and I am going to be trying out products from both of my subscription boxes, from my BoxyCharm and from my Ipsy, and a couple of products that are outside of that just because I've been wanting to try them out for a little bit. And the very first thing that I did today was of course cleanse my skin, and what I used today is the Pure Skin Face Cleanser with Fab Antioxidant Booster from the Brandt First Aid Beauty. It's this one right here, and I got it on my Ipsy Glam Bag. I'm super excited to be trying out this brand again. This is my second time trying out their brand, and overall it works great. Their cleanser works very well at cleaning. I do recommend going in with a moisturizer afterwards. Like always, with every time you cleanse, make sure to use moisturizers afterwards, because this one does leave you a little bit on the drier side, at least for me. So I am going to go in right now with my Neutrogena Hydro Boost moisturizer just to bring some moisture back into my skin. So really quick, I am going to go in with my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel Moisturizer just to bring some life back into my skin after that cleanse. And of course, this isn't one that I got on my boxes, but it's just one of my all-time favorites and a staple of mine when it comes to my skincare routine. Alright, so now that our face is nice and moisturized, we're going to go into one of our products that I got on my BoxyCharm for the month of July, and it is the Dr. Brandt Needles No More Baggage Eye-Depuffing Gel, and we're going to use this right afterwards underneath our eyes. And it says that it's for all skin types, and that after our eye moisturizer, warm a tiny amount between your fingers and gently pat directly on bags and dark circles. Use alone or under makeup for best results. Let dry in between applications. Reapply as needed. It is an orange color, which is weird, which I'm thinking it's kind of like a corrector maybe. So we're gonna do as it says, warm it up in between our fingers like so, and pat it underneath our eyes. I always love getting Dr. Brandt products in my BoxyCharm. This is the second time that I get their products, and they're absolutely great. I love their brand. I've tried a lot of their night moisturizers and they work very well, so I am a fan of the brand. All right, and that should do it. Like always with my first impressions, I am going to keep you updated in that description box below, so make sure to keep checking in on that to see how these products worked over time. This is just a first impression. This is just the very first time that I'm trying them out, so of course I can't know how they're gonna work over time, so that's what my description box below is for, and make sure to check on that often. Alright, for the next step, I'm going to go ahead and prep the skin a little bit. So I'm going to use another product that I got on my BoxyCharm this month of July, and it is the Tarte Ready Set Radiant Skin Mist. It's this huge bottle right here. Again, I love getting full-sized products in BoxyCharm, and I'm always super excited to be trying out new things. So when it comes to this skin mist, I basically read the instructions, and I'm going to use it the same way that I use my MAC Fix Plus, which I'm going to use it to prep my skin, and then I'm also going to use it as a setting spray just to mesh all of those powders into the skin and make them nice and dewy and bring the life back into your skin. And it does feel very refreshing on the skin, so we'll see how foundation applies on top of that, and if it is able to make my makeup last longer when it comes to like as a finishing spray. The only thing that I am nervous about is that I've never tried Luminous setting sprays or skin mists like this, and I do have very oily skin, so I am predicting a lot of shininess throughout the day, but we'll see about that, of course. Now, to blur out my skin just a little bit on my nose and on the sides of my nose, I'm going to go in with my Cover FX blurring primer just the tiniest bit. Again, just to fill out those areas where my pores are the most prominent and where I need a little bit of help just smoothing out the skin. Alright guys, so now that our skin is nice and prepped, I'm going to go in with foundation. And for foundation, I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation, which is this one right here. And I've been trying this out every day for the last week, ever since I got it. And I've been loving this foundation. The only thing that I have with it is that you do need to use a lot in order to get the coverage that you want. So in comparing it with my L'Oreal Pro Glow Foundation, with the L'Oreal one, you do have to use less. You can use less and still get that full coverage. Not full coverage, but like a very beautiful medium coverage to my skin. I am able to cover all of these spots that I have, all of my redness, with very little amount, with less than I would need to than with this foundation. With this foundation, I do have to layer it in order to get that coverage that I want, but overall throughout the day it is able to wear very beautifully, and I am loving this foundation so far. It is able to make my skin look super smooth. It stays intact for a long period of time. I usually wear foundation every day for around 8 to 10 hours, so it is able to stand that. It only gets a little bit messy on the sides of my nose, but that's always just a personal thing. Every single foundation that I use gets messy on the sides of my nose, and that's just because I usually get like itchy on the sides of my nose, so I'm doing this. I wear sunglasses, so it like breaks on the sides here, but that's just a common thing with me. So as you can see, you saw the amount of product that I had to use in order to get this even of a coverage. And I've been also using this sponge, this EcoTools sponge, every single day for the last week, and I've been loving it. So when it comes to affordable makeup sponges at the drugstore, this one and the Real Technique sponge are both wonderful options, and they're both gonna work great for you. Again, I don't think I'm ever going to like see the need for me to go in and buy a beauty blender, just because I have such great options at the drugstore, and they're super affordable and they work amazing. All right, so that's how the foundation looks on my skin, and we're now going to go into concealer, brought to you by my Ipsy Glam Bag for the month of July, and it is the Smashbox Studio Skin 24-hour waterproof concealer. I am so excited about trying this one. I've been wanting to try so many Smashbox products, some of their eyeshadow, some of their brushes, and so on. I am a lover, as you guys know, of the photo finish primer that they have, and I'm super excited about diving into their concealer. Let's just hope that it's the right shade. They're usually very good about giving me the right shade in concealer and foundations. Ipsy is, so I'm very optimistic. Yep, that should work. Alright. So right away I can notice that it's not too thick. Right up my nose, my forehead. It is the right shade. It is a little bit too yellow, I think, but I think it's gonna work. So we're gonna take our sponge one more time and just blend it out. If you saw my last video, you'll know what these cuts in my hands are. I've been trying out boxing, and these little wounds haven't healed yet, but they are getting there, and they should probably be gone by next week. I hope, because I know they look kind of gross and I don't like them. It looks bad, you know. So it's blending out very well. It's super easy to blend. It's not drying out super fast that you don't have like work time to it. So far so good when it comes to coverage and just how dewy it is. I'm not a fan of concealers that are super dry like the Tarte Shape Tape because they will dry out my under eyes. So the texture in this one is something that I actually do prefer. Alright, so now we have the concealer all laid out and I'm going to go into powder, and the powder that I've been obsessing over all over again is the RCMA, the original no color powder is this little guy right here. It is super messy, but I've been loving it again. I had it for such a long time and now I'm getting into all over again, and I do think that my Coty Airspun, I do love it so much, but it can be a little bit too heavy. Especially this time of the year with the summer, it can be a little bit too heavy on my skin. So I've been loving this one recently. It just smooths out your entire skin. It just makes it look so airbrushed and beautiful, and it doesn't give you any sort of flashback. It is a flat out white color, but it will not give you any flashback. So what I do is just basically pour the powder on the cap and then dip the butt of my sponge in there and then just powder like I usually do underneath my eyes. I also take the powder on my lids just to make sure that my lids are nice and ready for eyeshadow. I take it on my smile lines because this is usually where my foundation will break the quickest. And a little bit on my chin as well. My T-zone is always the oiliest. And just whatever residue is left on my sponge, I just take just the smallest bit on the center of my cheeks. Again, this powder is super messy. I feel like this is like the cleanest way you'll be able to use it, but it's very much worth it. And then because my nose usually gets super oily throughout the day, I just take an extra dab of that powder and just really go in on my nose. And really use that damn sponge to get the powder nice and pressed into your skin so that it will last for such a long time. And it will look kind of powdery on your skin, but again, that's what our skin mist, our handy dandy skin mists are for, and setting spray, just to give your skin that skin-like look again at the end. And right after powder, I always go in with bronzer, and the bronzer that I've been loving so far as well is the Physicians Formula Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls in the shade Bronze Pearl. And this is just a random bronzer that my mom gave me because she didn't like it, she didn't know how to use it, but she gave it to me, and I'm absolutely loving it because it has such a nice luminosity to it. It has like parts in it where it's like highlighter and blush and just like an overall bronzy color. So I will just swirl my brush in there, get everything nice and covered, and it will just give my skin a nice bronzed look that's not too heavy, that's not too orange, and it will just look very natural, especially now for the summer. And I will just go in very lightly so it's not too heavy. Alright, so now that our bronzer is done, we're going to go in with highlighter, and we're going to use the City Color Cosmetics City Chic eyeshadow that I got on my Ipsy Glam Bag. This is an eyeshadow actually, but I saw the color, I swatched it, and I thought it would be a very beautiful highlight color. So why not break the rules a little bit and just go in with this one instead. I just thought it was a very beautiful color to use, and we're going to go in like we usually do. It looks very pigmented, the shadow is coated. Tap off the excess and we're just going to highlight like we usually do. And there she is. So it does have kind of like a pink undertone, and I am getting that like white cast that I sometimes get with highlighters, like with the BH Cosmetics one. But like what I found with the BH Cosmetics one was that after spritzing my face all over with setting spray, it just melted into the skin and the white cast was gone. So I'm gonna try that with this one, so that's why I'm not like too disappointed right away when I do see that white line, because I know that when I go in with setting spray, it might melt into the skin like the other one did. So that's what it looks like on the skin. And now we're gonna move into blush. And for blush, I did get a new one on my BoxyCharm, and it is the Note Luminous Silk Compact Blusher with Argan Oil. So it is this one right here. When you open her up, it's very nice packaging. I do like it. When you open it up, it has Note engraved in there. You do get a mirror with it, and then when you swatch it, it feels super smooth, and it is a beautiful like coral blush. You see how potent that is in pigmentation. So we are going to go with a light hand. Whenever you see these blushes that are very strong in pigmentation, you want to go in with just the slightest hand on your cheeks. And I'm super excited about trying out a new color. I think these kinds of like tones are perfect for the summer. And I do hear some rattling inside, so I'm thinking there is a brush in here. Woo! So here is the brush that it comes with. It has Note in there, and then the bristles are kind of scratchy, so I'm not going to use this brush to apply my blush today, but it's something that I wouldn't usually use. I never use the applicators that come with like blushes or bronzers or eyeshadows at the drugstore or even in high-end sometimes, so I'm not going to use it. And I'm just going to go in slightly, and it does cover the brush immediately, so I am going to tap off the excess and just go in very lightly. Alright, so I'm gonna switch out to another brush, just because I like how a smaller, like denser brush will apply my blush. And because this is a clean brush, it's going to take away because it was a little bit too strong. So yeah, that was a little bit too much. So if you do ever make this mistake when it comes to blush, when it comes to highlight, and you use way too much, what you can always do is just use a pressing powder like this one that I have, the Rimmel London Stay Matte long-lasting pressed powder, and just go in with a larger, fluffier brush like this one. Go in the entire pan and just tap off the excess and graze the entire area, and you'll see that it will diffuse it. So I'm gonna go in a couple of times, and if you want to be a little bit more detailed, you can always go in with that same powder and just go around the nose, because you don't want any blush in this area. So you want to go in here and maybe clean up underneath your bronzer. The thing with bronzer is that you never want it to go underneath like this area, because it's gonna look a little bit messy. So you can always like clean it up this way. Alright, so as you can see, that diffused it a little bit, and I'm gonna go in with blush on the other side. All you have to do is just touch it once, because I don't want the same thing to happen on the other side. Yeah, that was much better. So again, when it comes to this blush, just tap the product. You don't want to swirl your brush in there because it is very strong in pigment. So that's what I wanted with blush. This side, just ignore this side from now. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I nose contoured my nose off of camera. I'm back, and what I'm gonna do right now is, before moving on to eyebrows, I'm gonna spritz my face with the Skin Mist one more time, just so that I can melt all of those powders together. It smells like cucumbers and mint together. I like it. So for eyebrows, I'm gonna go ahead and use another product that I got on my BoxyCharm, and this is the Chella Tantalizing Taupe Eyebrow Cream. It's this little stick right here, and it is a very interesting product because if you uncap one end, you do get a nice angled brush on one side, and then you uncap the other side, you twist it off, and you get the eyebrow cream right here. It's like a pomade. So let's see see how it works, how it does, how it compares to usually my micro brow gel that I use from Benefit. I've never used the Anastasia one, but I do want to in the future. And I haven't used creams or pomades in a while because I've been very into just penciling in my eyebrows. It's super quick. It's not so much of a fuss like with pomades and brushes. So I've been doing that for a while now. So it's good to be back and using creams, and we'll see how this one works out. I'm assuming you just dip your little brush right here. You get the product. It's super soft. It kind of feels like a sponge in there. Brush off the excess and see how it works. All right, so that's a very nice match for my eyebrow color. It's interesting because in the product, it looks a little bit more brownish, and then once it's on my eyebrow, it looks a little bit more ashy than on the tube. I do wish the brush was a little bit tighter and firmer, just so that I can get that nice precision at the end of my eyebrow. And it doesn't have a spoolie either, so you do have to have one on hand with you. I'm just gonna grab my Anastasia number 14 brush and use the spoolie there. And while I'm here, I'm gonna use this brush on the actual product and just see if I can get the precision that I want on the ends of my eyebrows. I love this brush so much. It's just able to get in there and give you that precise eyebrow with minimal effort. All right, so that is my brow, and I do feel like I'm having trouble filling out this area right here because of the product. When I'm going in back and forth with my brush, it's not filling out the brow with pigment, it's just moving the product that it's already there and creating those gaps again. So I don't think I'm a fan of this product. So what I'm gonna do is go in with my NYX micro brow pencil, go on top of that and just fill in those gaps that the other product left. And that is my finished brow. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go into the other side. This is the before, this is the after, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the same product, which I don't think I'll reach for again, just because I wish the actual product had more pigment to it and that it would be easier to glide on my eyebrow. I just feel that it doesn't have enough power to it to really fill in those gaps. So you see how it's like kind of faint? I think I'm just feeling like I'm struggling and building it up, and I don't think it's very easy to work with. All right guys, so now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do my eyeshadow off of camera, and then I will be right back. I will be doing off of camera, filming another makeup tutorial, and then coming back because I do have a mascara and an eyeliner that I want to try out. And if the makeup tutorial is ready, I will link it down below in the description. I'm not sure yet if I want to film it for YouTube or for IGTV, because I do want to try that. And since IGTV is in the vertical format, I'm not sure how that's gonna work with YouTube, or again, I can film it in another format. I'm not sure how I'm gonna go about those things, but for now, I'm just gonna go offline, film that makeup tutorial, come back and show you the rest of my products. All right guys, so I'm back, and I really wanted to do a very natural makeup look today, but then 20 minutes later, this happened. So once again, if you want to see the tutorial and how I did this eyeshadow look, this very purpley, very soft, very beautiful, very unicorn-like purple eyeshadow look, then look in the description box below, because there I will let you know if this video is going up on YouTube or if I will put it on IGTV, and you guys can follow me there as well. So when it comes to this eye look, I did use two of the rest of my products from my BoxyCharm box, which were the Wonder Beauty Unlashed Volume and Curl Mascara. So it's this one right here, and I am so happy to be exploring more of this brand. I had gotten their products once before on my Ipsy Glam Bag. I got their like under eye masks. I got those and I really enjoyed using them, enjoyed trying them. They did give my under eyes a very like warming sensation, and they were really nice to try for the very first time. And now that I'm getting to try out their mascara. It worked really nice. I want to keep using it just to see how well it will perform next to my love of all time for mascaras, my Rimmel London Scandal Eyes mascara. So I want to compare those two and how it will do. Right now I only used it for my bottom lashes, and I used it just a little bit because I am wearing fake lashes right now. So I do want to keep using them and just keep you in the loop in how it will perform in the future. I would have wanted to use it by itself just to really see how it does. So once again, keep checking that description box below because I will keep you updated with this one. And the very last product that I got on my BoxyCharm for the month of July was the Beauty for Real 24/7 eyeliner. And to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of using eyeliners on my waterline. My waterline does not take eyeliner, so I never really use them. What I will do for my lower lash line in case I want that smoky look is that I will take a black eyeshadow. I will put it on very close to my lower lash line, but when it comes to the waterline itself, my eyes won't take them. So that's why I usually don't use pencil eyeliners like this. For the top of my eyelashes, I do use gel eyeliners. I will use eyeliner pens, but as far as these ones, I'm not a regular when it comes to using these, but it's very nice to have around. It will be nice in my collection whenever I do want to do a look that's very smoky on the top of my eyelids. For those smoky looks, I will be reaching out for this one. It was very pigmented, it was very creamy, so again, it's just nice to have around. But for me, when it comes to eyeliners in the waterline, I just don't do them. And that is it for this video, you guys. Those were all of the products that I got on my BoxyCharm box for the month of July and on my Ipsy Glam Bag. Now we're gonna do just a quick roundup of everything just to give you guys an insight whether it was a hit or a miss when it comes to these products. So for my Ipsy Glam Bag, this was the bag right here. It's blue, it's very summer appropriate, and as far as the Ipsy Glam Bags, I don't necessarily use them every day or for travel or anything like that. I'll just accumulate them over time and then just give them away. So it's nice to have. And then the very first product that I got was of course the eyeshadow, which I used today as a highlighter, and it's very beautiful. It does have like a pink undertone to it. It was a nice texture, and again, once I used the setting spray on top, it just melted into the skin. It's very potent, so it's a really nice highlighter. And then the next product, which I didn't mention in my video, was the Oasis Ultra Hydrating Cream by H2O Beauty. I didn't mention it in this video just because it was another cream that I got from my Ipsy Glam Bags. I do get a lot of them, and I'll just use it on the body or on the face just for the sake of going through all of it. The third product was of course the eyeliner. Then the fourth item was my Smashbox Studio Skin 24-hour concealer, which is doing very nice. My under eyes are nice and covered. It wasn't cakey, it wasn't too drying on my under eyes. It was nice and dewy like I like it, so I will keep using it and keep you posted on how it does. And finally, my very last product was the cleanser. Again, I really liked it. I will use all of it. Now, as far as my BoxyCharm, I am excited because it did come with 2 coupons on the back, and I am going to be using the Wonder Beauty 20% off coupon that's right in here because I really do enjoy their products. I really liked this mascara, but I do want to use it without fake lashes just to see how it really does. So I am excited about using this one. The next product that I got was the Note Blush, which again, go with a very light hand because it is very pigmented, very strong, but the color itself is very beautiful for the summer. So I really enjoy this one, and again, I'm just excited to step out a little bit of my usual blushes, so I will be keeping this one within reach. The third product was my Tarte Ready Set Radiant Skin Mist, which is doing great. I will keep using it just to see how it does with my oily skin, but so far so good. It smells like cucumbers and mint, and it has a very nice spritzer that will cover your face entirely, so it's very nice. You basically use it the same way like you would your MAC Fix Plus, just spritz it all over your skin for longevity or to prep the skin beforehand. The other product was the Dr. Brandt Eye-Depuffing Gel, which I'll continue to use and keep you posted on how it does for my under eyes. Again, it's skincare, so you can't really know how it will work on first impressions, so I'll keep you posted. And as far as the Chella eyebrow cream, I'm not gonna reach for this again just because I do have other pomades and other eyebrow products overall that just make the process quicker and better in my opinion. And one more product that I do want to rave about before we leave is the Battington lashes, and I got these on a BoxyCharm as well a couple months ago, and now I'm using them for the second time and they're absolutely wonderful. I love these lashes so much. I used them on my last video, and when I went back and I was editing that video, I was like, my eyes look really pretty on that video. So now when I used them again, just out of curiosity, I was just reinforced in how good these lashes are. They're very beginner friendly. They're super easy to put on. All I had to do was just snap them on. I really noticed a difference because when I did my wedding recreation look video, when I put on those lashes, it took me so long. You don't even know how much I had to edit out because it took me such a long time to put those lashes on that when I went in with these ones today, it was such a breeze to put them on. All you have to do is just snap them on. They looked super beautiful. I can barely feel them on my eyes and they're just wonderful, especially for beginners. And that is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know in those comments below if you do have any questions. I'll be more than happy to help you out in the best way that I can. Let me know what you got in this month's beauty subscription boxes. If you are subscribed to BoxyCharm or with Ipsy, I'd love to know what your goodies were. Let me know if you agree with my review, if you're on the fence about some of these products as well. Let me know everything on those comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, and make sure to stay in the loop if you are interested to see how I did this eyeshadow look. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Take care, and hopefully I will see you all on my next video. Bye guys.